Stephanie from the Brango web series, and I'm here with the phenomenal Miss Tonya Rapley. Tonya, how are you this evening?
I'm wonderful. I'm empowered.
Great. So I got the opportunity to hear you speak about finance, the big thing that everybody, tons of questions about it, first of all. So how did you get involved in finance? For those that, did not get the chance to hear you speak, how did you get into finance, and was it always a passion for you, growing up as a little girl? How did you build that relationship with money?
Oh my gosh, as I shared that I was the least likely to become a financial educator. I hated money growing up, and I would say that God led me to the path to being a financial educator. Through my job, I work with women who needed to repair their finances. In my own experience with economic abuse, I found myself needing to pay extra attention to my finances. But now it's a passion. I love it. I think that women of color particularly, we need people who care about us and care about our finances and want to share with us these tips that other people know, and they're really easy, but they're not being shared in our community. So I like to open the conversation about money and make it as common to talk about money as it is about shoes or handbags or men. So
that's awesome. So growing up, did your family talk about money? Because, a lot of times in the black community, the Caribbean community, money is not talked about. And for now, going into the 20th century now, is it important to have that conversation with your children and with your family about money on a regular basis?
It is extremely important, and my parents spoke about money, but in a very different capacity. It was more so make money and get a job so you can take care of your family, but my parents were in the military, so they didn't have to teach me how to invest or speak about investing, and that's something that I was missing. My parents also tend to make money and spend money and don't really save their money, and so that was something I kind of had to learn on my own. But I think it is important to talk to your kids about money. Even if they lose it in college and everything that you taught them, they'll come back to those fundamentals. So it's important as parents to ingrain those in our children in their young years, so hopefully they'll come back to that diligence and working on their finances.
Right, I agree. I think it's important, just like we instill morals and values, it's important to instill financial values as well, to respect money.
Yes.
And, give it and receive it. It's like a relationship, basically, you have to build with money.
Money isn't evil. A lot of people believe that money is evil. It's not. Money is a tool, and you should treat it as such. It's a tool that can build you up, or it's a tool that can break you down. But like you said, you have to respect it and understand its place in your life.
Right, definitely. So what advice would you give for a female entrepreneur? She's working a regular 9 to 5, but she has this passion and she doesn't know how to jumpstart it because, finances are limited. What would you say to her, and how to, those steps of how to get started?
I say that everyone has a skill set. So you need to know how you can leverage your skill set that you have to get things done for you. So I didn't have a lot of money when I started, but I knew how to help people with their finances. So I would pay people in financial education. I would offer them a couple of hours of financial education or credit repair, and in turn, they would help me out with whatever I needed. So that's a great way to get started. And think about, you continue to build. Your website will never be done. It will never be perfect. So start with something, even if it's bare bones, and then grow from there, grow from there, grow from there. I always tell people, make sure you're committed to it before you put a lot of money in it, because it's expensive to start your own business, and you want to make sure it's something you're absolutely committed to before you start sinking a lot of money into that business. But you can bootstrap. Find different ways. Fiverr is a good way to find more resources and find people who will do things for $5. But you don't have to go all out initially. Start small and then build from there.
Awesome. That's some great advice. So where can we find you? Do you have classes and workshops and coaching that you do? How can we connect with you to, build?
Yeah, I have webinars. I'm actually going to be doing my first webinar in April. That's going to be a credit rebuilding webinar. And I have a site, myfabfinance.com. You can find me on myfabfinance.com. I also have a free ebook, 7 life-changing money tips that people can download. And I'm on all social media channels as myfabfinance.
Awesome. Make sure you check her out. So my final question. We're from the Brango show, and Brango means the girl talk, chit-chat, share, and build. When you Brango with your ladies, how does that make you feel, and why do you do it?
It makes me feel magical because it reminds me that women are powerful and we're magical, and I think that women are at the backbone of everything that happens anywhere.
Yes.
We make things happen. So it reminds me how powerful we are and how magical we are and how collectively we can accomplish anything.
That's nice, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Tonya. I look forward to connecting with you, and we really appreciate all the information that you had to share. We have to have you on our Brango web series really soon, so we'll definitely stay connected. Thank you.
So much.